Crypto dreams online, chasing coins all night. Market high like a kite, never let go, hold tight. Retirement in sight, golden years feel right. Peace and sun so bright, live free, take flight. Living your best life, crypto world inside. Freedom feels so light, shine a light tonight. Trading day and night, digital gold so bright. Risk it all, take a flight. Future's in your sight. Hold the lights.
All right. Well, good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. My name is Mark with Crypto for Seniors. We do this little podcast called Mornings with Mark, where we typically will bring some type of a topic to you, and we'll just go through it throughout the morning, throughout the presentation. So today we're going to be talking about 4 different types of scams. Really good information. I think you're going to learn a tremendous amount. I do have a video that is on the channel, and you guys can jump over and check that out. There has been a lot of talk about this type of scam called pig butchering. Okay, we're going to talk about that. It's a romance scam. And I personally have a good friend of the family here in the city that I am. And she was taken for $1.5 million. 1.5. This is a real story. This actually happened. I know the family well. And I'm going to share a lot of frustrations with you about this, okay, because of my background. Unfortunately, they lost a tremendous amount of money, and they chose not to really listen or to pay that much attention to some of the things I was trying to bring to them. But we're going to go over that as well. First off, I do want to apologize. We are starting just about an hour late. I have not been to sleep yet. In the middle of the night, my daughter, who has COVID, was having complications, and we had to get her over to the hospital fairly quickly. And so I did want to come back and do a quick live for you. We're going to go over these scams. So I apologize. I'm a little discombobulated right now, but that's okay. All right. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below. I am going to do some creative editing and kind of thin this out just a little bit. I don't want this to be more than about 30 minutes or so. Really very important topic that we're going to go through. So let's go ahead and jump over to the right camera and bring this up. There you go. All right. So what we're going to talk about today is basically the 4 common types of scams that people see today. Basically, they are what's known as phishing scams, and that is spelled correctly, the PH, phishing scams. There's a couple different types of scams. There's something called the investment fraud scam. We're going to look at that now. I actually took live information when I created this video so that you'll be able to see what that is. The pig butchering, that is under romance scam. We're going to talk about that. And finally, a new one that has recently come out, and that is called the bully scam. And the bully scam is kind of a interesting scam. It is one that basically, and let me jump over here and switch that over. There we go. All right, so the bully scam there at the bottom, Basically, it's somebody impersonating law enforcement, and that's what sucks people in. And it is a targeted scam, targeted towards seniors. And I'm going to tell you why and how they did that, and why it just pisses me off that this information is made available where our seniors can be targeted. Okay, so that's what's going on. Got some really good information. I will have timestamps down in the bottom so you can jump to any one of these scams. All right, and let's take a look at phishing. All right, so everybody has seen this, and can you see? Yeah, you probably can. All right. So phishing scams are real common. You guys probably get this if you'll notice here from your emailer. Usually it's two different names. It's a really bad example. This one, notice this individual has one email address here. He's got a different one right here. So that in and of itself should tell you that there is something wrong. I happen to use Outlook, so here's a bunch of warnings. Take a look at all those warnings. So that's a pretty common sign. That's what you see. Of course, this is not in English, and I will convert this over so you have a chance to see it. Another thing that's real common with these scams are check out the date. So you should be able to see my mouse over here on the right-hand side. It came in on 8/5, but the date here is 6/8. And I'll break down this information. It doesn't really tell you who that person is or very much information about it. All right, what they're asking me to do right in here is to click on this link right here. Well, it's been turned off because, one, couldn't verify the identity of the sender. Two, the sender is different than the normal sender. Three, to download pictures or links, then you have to bypass this right here. Guys, it's real simple. If you see this, just simply don't click on it. Just delete it and move on. Trust me, you do not want to get involved on this. What you're going to get is either a virus or you're going to be taken to a fake site. They're going to get your information before you realize what's going on. Finally, the biggest tell of them all, right down here, there is no such place as Institute Federal Day Justice of Justice, or the Justice. Okay, we're going to go over that. This is a real scam letter that came to me, it was maybe 2 weeks, I believe, somewhere around 2 weeks. So what does this actually say? Well, we've converted this thanks to Google. It's for, and of course the scammers don't put any name down here because they send it out blank. Dear, of course, no more names. Right in here, the date was off. And kind of what I told you, this is the operations assistant for the Federal Institute of Justice. Guys, there is no Federal Institute of Justice. Now, there are some legal things down in Mexico that are close to this, but this specifically says Operation Assistant of Federal Institute of Justice, and there is none. Okay? All right, let's jump over to the next one. This is called a charity scam. So this is what happens when you get a lot of, like bad weather and storms hit and they kind of wipe out areas. So this one came to me, David. Now I have changed all the information. This is David with Wayside Ways. That's actually a real place. I did not realize that when I put this in, but this did not come from there. Where we've just received 144 dogs from a recent hurricane. Okay, we can only hold 37 dogs. To cover the cost, we'll be forced to put them down. So there is kind of your little threat. Please send us a check for $187.44. Typically, your scammers will use a very odd number. So they will ask you for $123.89 or some kind of goofy number, and it means absolutely nothing. But like I said, this is a real life scam right here. This is one that was sent to me for the very first time. Take a look at the next line. Or you may send Bitcoin to the following address. Now, that is not a real address. I just blocked that out because I didn't want it to go out in public. I don't want to give these guys any notoriety whatsoever. So this is the first time I have seen Bitcoin added to the scams. And of course, if you're sending Bitcoin, it's gone. It's just gone. So it's just easier, if you really want to do something, take a look late night, some of the informationals, and guys, you can just go ahead and donate through those sites, and it is going direct to these centers. You just don't receive emails like that. All right, next one, Next one we all get, hi, I'm so-and-so scammer, the Prime Minister of Scammerland. My family left a charity, Doctors of Scammerland, now, take a look at this. This group, and I'm going to read it the way they intended, but the spelling errors. This group goes into the countryside to help sick children. The amount I was given was $12 million. I need your help. If you would send me only $2,500, then I could pay the corrupt individual and get my money. I will split it with you and give you $500,000. The rest goes to my charity. I don't want a cent for myself. Please send it to me at such and such address. Again, this is a real charity scam, one that was sent to me within the last 30 days, right? Take a look at the spelling. So that's real common that you see when you get these type of scams. Law enforcement calls this 2 or 3 different types of scams, but this is more commonly known as a charity scam. Does it make sense that you are going to get $500,000 if you send $2,500? Nope, doesn't make sense. Guys, you absolutely want to stay away from these things. There is, like they say, no free lunch. You're not going to get anything for free. Now, this one, again, I have gone and pulled real-life information direct from the internet the day that I did it. This is called high-return investment scam. All right, right here at the top, I think you can see that. Of course, this came from YouTube. The date that I did it. What I did is I typed in the word investment, right? And here it starts. I've got an annual income of about $150,000. We do have a retirement account. I'm looking for opportunities. What would you do? And then all of a sudden, I mean, this is brand new. How do they have 211 likes or thumbs up? Impossible, right? Not going to happen. All of these popped up all at the exact same time, one day ago. I would suggest you get yourself a financial advisor. A financial planner is invaluable. I recently hit 90% rise from early last year. Now, here in the States, we don't talk like that, okay? This is somebody where English is a second language, and it's just not truthful, okay? It simply isn't. I'm in dire need for a financial advisor. I would go to a licensed fiduciary. Okay, so you should by now start to see they're calling a financial advisor 3 or 4 different things. So that should be a red flag. What else can I point out about this? That's pretty much it. So most people that have these sites, I would tell you, we usually will jump right on these things because we don't want you to be scammed. But the next one that I show you is going to blow you away, how many people were really a part of it. Okay, real important. And again, guys, I am going through this a little bit quick today. As you know, I am going to be taking off on Wednesday. I'm getting my knee replaced, plus my daughter has COVID, and she was rushed to the hospital last night. So I have not slept. I want to get through this so that I can come back and get some time with her. All right, here is another one. Now, as you can see, this one came from YouTube right up here at the top. Michael Saylor, this is a real big one. 1 Bitcoin for 2 Bitcoin. Now, when this first came out, I thought about it. I mean, this guy, Michael Saylor, is really big into Bitcoin. Okay, huge. Buys Bitcoin, puts it on his balance sheet. Probably one of the most savvy investors when it does come to Bitcoin. Of course, BlackRock is coming right up there with them. Here are some things I want to point out. Let's just start over here we start over here to the left. All right, lots of rules, okay? Read this, it's all crap. Do not believe in it. For example, if you send 1 Bitcoin, you'll get 2 back. They're going to post something like this, okay? Do not click on this. This will take you to a scammer site. Same thing here. This is not Saylor's organization. This is not his website. Punctuation right here. That doesn't make sense. Why do that? Okay. 28,000 people watching. 28,000 people watching. How many people do you think, and maybe they didn't have 1 Bitcoin or 1 Ethereum, but how many people do you think out of 28,000, of course they maybe have spoofed that, actually sent that to them? So it's very scary information here. The other thing that's kind of hits me very unique, and we'll talk about the picture of him in just a minute. I've never seen this, okay? I've been around on YouTube and done a tremendous amount of research on YouTube for some other businesses that I have. I've never seen where live comment mode is restricting it. Okay, Michael Saylor right here. Well, since this is MicroStrategies, he's the one that's supposedly putting it on. He should be in here just like as if I came in. So if you want to take a look at chat and see how my postings come in. All right, so notice that. That's direct from me. If you take a look at chat, you'll notice that my box is in yellow. It has kind of a different appearance than other people. Notice the blue here, though. These are admins. So why is Michael Saylor an admin? Because this is all fake. This isn't real, okay? Let's take a look over here at Michael Saylor. Michael never moves from here. The chair stays like this. This has been going on for 91 minutes. Only his mouth moves. Real interesting, right? Only his mouth moves. If you know or if you've seen him, he constantly is moving in his chair. He's swinging back and forth. He's using his hands. He's talking about it like most people do. This is an AI created, and he's got a script that he's reading off, and the mouth does move. The eyes never blink. So if you blow this up like I did and you get into it about 200 to 300%, it does pixelate quite a bit, but you can see his eyes are not moving whatsoever. So whoever these folks are, they are getting away with a tremendous amount of crypto. Please, please, please stay away. Do not get involved in this type of investment. All right. Now, we're going to go down to what is called pig butchering. Now, why do they call it pig butchering? So, real simple. What do you do to a pig? You basically fatten it up, you get it ready, and then you butcher it, and then you've got a lot of meat on it, right? So, pig butchering is the exact same thing. You fatten up your target, you get them all romantically involved to where whatever you say, they believe. You somehow get money from them, and then, in the middle of the night, you're gone. That is pig butchering. Now, this is something that really happened, as I said early on. This happened to a good friend of our family to the tune of $1.5 million. Okay? And that to me is what is very upsetting. Now, my background, as I said earlier, my background is 25 years in corporate security, where I was the corporate security manager for a Fortune 34 company with 43 billion in sales. So, needless to say, it was not a little company. So I was in charge of their security operations worldwide. I know something about security. I know something about scams. I know something about protecting people. I know something about how to watch out for our elderly. And I would tell you that this is something that really kind of concerns me. Okay? And it is so easy. And ultimately, it pisses the heck out of me. And I'm going to tell you why. All right, full disclosure. Now, I actually know of 2 women that have lost money to romance scams. This is a true story of one of them. And I know there is a lot of information here. I'm going to just cover the really high points, okay? None of this, I'm not listing anybody's name, but the situations are all exact as I am telling you. Susan, not her name, is 70-something. She is the wife of a doctor. Her father was very wealthy and left them oil and natural gas. A lot of that was done on land that he had owned and left them very, very well off. Each child got $1 million. There was a second account that this woman was involved with, and that was for Susan's mother. Okay. The father left her $1 million, but because she is bedridden in the hospital with dementia, the care has taken basically $500,000. So she had $500,000 at that time. Okay? So what has happened is the doctor and Susan got divorced before Susan was diagnosed. And she was diagnosed with dementia. So they got divorced before they found out Susan was sick. Okay? Doctor purchased condo for Susan to stay and a undisclosed amount of money. That I don't know the full amount. However, at the exact same time, both of them joined a over 50s dating site, and this is where your scammers come in. And both of them met someone. Now, the doctor met someone, is crazy in love, head over heels, puppy dog in love. And they're not quite married yet, but, you know, I think that may happen at some time. Susan, on the other hand, met somebody claiming to be a doctor. And as you can see right here, Doctors Without Borders. Now, that is a real group. There are Doctors Without Borders. And they go hang out on the Mercy ship, and they go down to Africa, and they fix, like, cleft palates and those kind of things, do surgery when the nose is deformed or the ears deformed or whatever. And they try to give these kids a normal life. So it's a great cause, kind of believable, but, you know, just like anything, you want to be careful. So she has a distant relationship for 2 years, right? 2 years. Has she met the guy? No. She's never met the guy. So you know as well as I do, he has had some time off. He very easily, if he was this much in love, could have come and spent time with Susan and, gotten to know her and decided, is this something that they really want to do? But he just kept on going and kept on going. So the family found out how much money she was going through. What would happen is he would send, whenever she would start to question him, he would send her gifts. One of them was a Coach purse, and the family took that, and it was a knockoff. Something you get off the streets of New York for $40. And it's just crap, absolute crap. So the other thing is that the diamond jewelry, the stones were fake. They were paste. They were not real. But she thought she was getting, and even today she still believes that those diamonds are real, and they're not. So, family has checked it out. So, the FBI was called when Susan was down. Now, remember, she lost $1.5 million. So, the FBI was called when she was down $500,000. Okay. And what happened was he had asked for 3 laptops, gaming laptops no less, so that they could be sent to a New York contact and then it'd be transferred down to where they were staying. And it was for the doctor himself and 2 other doctors. And of course, the scammer was going to send the money to Susan, right? Of course. And so, you know what? She never got a dime. She never got 1 penny whatsoever. So they go ahead and they get this, and the scam continues, even with the FBI involved. The scam continues, even with me involved. Somewhere around $750,000 that she was down, so about half of her money. They contacted Interpol, the FBI did, and they're trying to find this individual and shut this down. Because if he's doing it to one, he's doing it to 2 or 3, 4, 5 other individuals, elderly. Okay? And I can tell you that Susan has fought this the whole way. She got really upset when I was trying to talk to her. And like I said, I had 25 years as an investigator and being in this. I tried to explain to her, not so much. All right. Why did she fight us? Because she thought she was in love. This is why pig butchering scams are so crazy successful. This is why you see or hear about it all the time. And I love the name because it really is a slaughter, what it does to the family. Okay? Bottom line, she still loves the guy even today, even after local law enforcement, even after the FBI, even after Interpol, even after me, a trusted family person, have tried to explain to her. But at this point, the disease has got her more than reason. And so now with dementia, she's out of money. Not only did she take her $1 million that was left to her from her father, but she also used her mother's money. And that money was supposed to be earmarked to do additional hospital and get people around to help out on daily activities, like to feed the mother, those type of things. So long story short, what happened? $1.5 million was scammed. She has less than $20,000. $20K, that's it. Number one, she didn't have enough money to take care of her health care. She has no other money. That's it. They got away with $150,000. Her mother now has to go through, I guess, Medicaid. And they're going to have to downplay her. She was in a really nice place, but they're not going to pay for her or something like that. I will tell you, 10 years ago when my father had dementia starting, it was somewhere close to $225 a day. And that's what it was almost 10 years ago for health care. So if you don't have insurance that will cover that long term, you guys, you got to be careful with your money. You got to be careful with your scams, okay? All right. Cash, gift cards, electronics, and crypto. These are all the different ways that scammers and all the different types of monies that they try to get. Let's go back for a little history. You know, scams were around for a long time, guys. I know if you go back on some of your old westerns, you remember the guy rode into town with a covered wagon, and he had these elixirs he was selling, you know, for 2 pence, which is what, 50 cents, I think. I think a pence is a quarter. And, people would buy them and they want to believe in it so much they think they're feeling better. Well, a lot of that was cash. And then it became Wire Bank or Western Union. So just wire me the money. But all that was traceable. Then it started with gift cards. And that's what you saw over probably the last 10 years or so, maybe 12 years, where gift cards is the major source of income coming in. Nowadays, like I showed you in that brand new email that I had gotten, it is gone to Bitcoin. And I would tell you that for most people like me, you can't really, well, actually not me, because I do know how to get it back, but I know the software. But for the average consumer, if you send your Bitcoin, it is gone. I will tell you that there are several cases where the FBI has been able to go get some of the crypto that is out there, but usually it is moved so quickly and taken off or put on a cold storage wallet, and it just goes away. So it is possible to trace it. There is software that is out there that is available for people that are in the industry, a brand new software, and it is absolutely amazing. So it is getting better and better for the FBI and law enforcement to actually track these folks. All right. Now we're going to wind up on this one. So this one is really unusual, okay? And this is another real-life case that I know. This is being called the bully scam, and it's being called the bully scam by law enforcement. And what's funny is it actually has to deal with law enforcement. But technically, this is a phishing scam. Okay, and you'll see it. It's going to be so obvious. But remember, you're not 80. You're not being caught off guard by law enforcement. You don't know maybe what's going on because they target you because you're older and potentially have dementia. And I'm going to tell you why. This is the one that pisses me off, and we got to do something about it. I need your help to help me with it. Okay. This is how the scam starts. Usually it's a call from someone claiming to be law enforcement, okay? And there is a backstory, but when the person calls, all you need, guys, you just need a phone. Whoops. You just need a phone. Okay, you can put on a scanner so that it sounds like there really is law enforcement. Your elderly are not going to know the difference. And, they're saying, hi, this is police officer so-and-so. I've got an individual that's in the drunk holding with no ID. They're going to go ahead and be sent to jail. They're not going to be able to be bonded out. It's a Friday, so they're going to stay in the drunk tank for, a couple of days. And on Monday, they'll go in front of a judge. Okay. This is how they get you. Well, they ran the tag of the vehicle, and they find out that the tag is really associated to the parents and not the younger individual. Okay. No contact was made with the parents, but once you know it, just so happens that another name was associated to that family. And take a look in the middle. How did they get those names? How did those names just magically pop up? Well, they don't, right? What they've done is they've gone and bought a Medicare or an ARP list. And they are targeting people like me in my community. They're targeting seniors. They buy the damn list, right? They can get names for 7, 8, 9 cents. And they potentially can scam them out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars. And it's fast. It's very fast because they are gone extremely quick. So this is how it went for one individual. Ma'am, can you give us the name of the individual, as they're intoxicated and they don't have any identification on them? And they're getting some grandma somewhere, right? And she says, well, I don't know. I guess it could be my grandson, Charles. He's in college. I don't know why I'm gone to a southern voice, but he's in college right now. Well, you know what? Now the scammer knows that they've got you, okay? Now, you've told them that the person drunk in the tank is Charles, and he's in college. So, of course, Grandma's going to want to help out, right? Well, ma'am, can you confirm what Charles looks like? "Oh, really? Yeah, we don't care. Oh my. You know, should I maybe call my daughter?" And this is where it becomes bully. Well, you can do that, but we're going to go ahead and just send them because I've already been on this way too long. So, ma'am, thank you very much for your time. And, of course, that is the hook. The police are saying, you know, we're going to go ahead and just escalate it. The poor woman is sitting in some apartment somewhere in Chicago going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't want Charles to go to jail. I want to help him out. He's my grandson, for God's sakes. There's your hook, right? And so they say, well, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you, but I can't do this any longer. I've got to get out on patrol. Well, can I at least talk to him? You know, way to go, Grandma. Yeah, verify this. Find some way to verify it. Guys, if this happens to you, ask to talk to him. Okay? So, this is where the bully part comes in. No, ma'am, you can't. Now they're yelling at you. Look, thanks anyway. I've got to get going. I've got to get back on the street. We're just going to go ahead and process Charles, and I appreciate you, but we're not going to mess with this any longer. And now Grandma is crying, right? Because she knows Charles is going to sit in jail for a couple of days. And it's funny that these always happen on Fridays. There's another point. Please, wait, what can I do? Well, folks, yes, it is literally that easy. This is a numbers game, okay? This is a list of victims, and they keep going down it until they get a live one. And in this case, Grandma is somebody that is related to my wife's side of the family, and she ended up contacting me, and no money was sent, and it was stopped. I have been writing senators and congressmen trying to make it so that Medicare and ARP are a couple of lists that are not public. Okay, so they have busted some of these call centers in India, and I don't want to pick on India because it's in all other kinds of countries. But this is something that when they busted a bunch of scammers in India, and there's multiple times they've done this is what they say. The money is the same if you earn it from hard work or if you scam it and take off the rest of the day. And that is their incentive. If they can get money from Grandma, then they get to take off for the rest of the day and turn around and come in the next day and do it all over again. The money is the same if you earn it from hard work or if you scam it and take the rest of the day off. All right, guys, that's it. Well, if you have any questions, please, and I know this is kind of a quick, abbreviated one, go ahead and drop your questions or comments down in the chat or in the comment section below. Really good information. If you do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. To those of you that are subscribers in my community, thank you so much. I love you to death. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And this way you are brought up on all the good information we try to bring you in these little short get-togethers. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, like I said, will be my last day. I'm thinking about maybe moving up and testing the equipment, and we'll go live tomorrow from the bedroom, but we will be doing that while I am in recovery for 6 weeks. I'm not able to do the stairs and come downstairs. All right, guys, well, that is it. Love y'all. Appreciate you. My name is Mark. Mornings with Mark, right here from Crypto for Seniors. I will catch you tomorrow. See you then. Thanks.